A fast-moving object the size of Manhattan is hurtling towards our solar system, and it will make its closest pass to Earth.
On July 1st, 2025, telescopes spotted something new streaking toward us from the stars. At first, it was just another data point cataloged as 3I's Atlas. But then the calculations came in. Its size, its speed, and its unbelievable trajectory sent a shockwave through the astronomical community. Now, renowned Harvard physicist Avi Loeb has published a paper that turns this discovery into a potential crisis. He's warning that the object is acting in a way that defies natural explanation.
It doesn't look like a very common thing, and glow that is around this object, usually for comets, we've never seen such a thing. A comet doesn't have glow in front of it.
We are looking at something that may have been sent here on purpose. Loeb's terrifying thesis. When astronomers at the Atlas Observatory in Hawaii first spotted the object on July 1st, 2025, it was just a faint speck of light. They named it 3I's Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected. But as they tracked its movement, the numbers started to tell a story that sent chills down their spines. For starters, the object was massive. Based on its brightness, initial estimates suggested it was a rock about 7 miles across, roughly the size of Manhattan. It's funny when you think about it, we worry about asteroids from inside our own system, but this thing came from the void between the stars. Now, here's where the story takes a sharp turn. A rock that big just shouldn't be showing up here. According to Professor Avi Loeb, the former chair of Harvard's astronomy department, the galaxy simply doesn't have enough material to be flinging 7-mile-wide boulders at us every few years. Statistically, it's a ghost. An object of that size should be incredibly rare, yet this was the third interstellar visitor in less than a decade. Loeb proposed a different idea. What if it's much smaller, maybe less than a mile wide, but surrounded by a huge cloud of dust and gas that makes it look bigger and brighter? That would make it a comet. Problem solved, right? Not even close. Because then Loeb and his team looked at its path, and that's where all natural explanations begin to fall apart. The object's trajectory is aligned almost perfectly with the plane of Earth's orbit around the Sun. The odds of that happening by chance? A measly 0.2%. That's like throwing a dart from across a football field and having it land dead center on a pinhead purely by luck. It was the first sign that this was no ordinary traveler. It was a statistical impossibility, and it was heading our way. This wasn't just some abstract academic debate. This was a potential bombshell. Loeb, who famously suggested our first interstellar visitor, Oumuamua, might have been alien tech, was now pointing to an object with even more suspicious characteristics. It was discovered coming from the direction of the center of our Milky Way galaxy, a region of the sky so crowded and bright with stars that it's like trying to spot a firefly in front of a searchlight. An object coming from this direction would be incredibly difficult to detect until it was already close. Too close. And as Professor Loeb looked deeper into the data, he realized the object's strange orbit was just the beginning of the mystery. This thing wasn't just flying, it was performing a perfectly choreographed dance across our solar system. A perfectly planned path. So we have an object on a 1 in 500 trajectory. Weird, but maybe just a fluke, but the universe rarely serves up just one coincidence. With 3I Atlas, it delivered a whole buffet of them. The next bizarre detail was its timing. The object is scheduled to make its closest approach to the Sun, a point called perihelion, at the exact moment when the Earth is on the complete opposite side of the Sun. This means for its most critical moment, the Sun itself will block our view. It will be completely hidden from our best telescopes. Think about that. It's like a spy planning to sneak into a building precisely when the one security camera pointed at the entrance is scheduled for maintenance. It's an act of perfect concealment, whether intentional or not. But there's more. The object is moving in the opposite direction to Earth's motion, what astronomers call a retrograde orbit. Because of this, its relative speed as it screams through the inner solar system will be off the charts. It will be moving at roughly 3 times the speed of our fastest rockets, like the Parker Solar Probe. What does that mean in practical terms? It means we can't reach it. We can't send a probe to intercept it, to get a closer look, or to see what it's made of. We are completely helpless spectators, forced to watch from millions of miles away as it executes its flyby. We have absolutely no way to get up close and personal. And the coincidences just keep piling up. As if its path wasn't special enough, 3I Atlas is set to perform a series of incredibly close flybys of multiple planets. It will skim past Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, all in one go. Loeb and his colleagues calculated the odds of an object having an arrival time that allows for such a grand tour of our solar system. The chance of that happening randomly is just 1 in 20,000. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning. When you combine all these factors, the impossible orbit, the perfect hiding spot, the uninterceptable speed, and the planetary grand tour, the word coincidence starts to lose all meaning. It begins to look less like a random journey and more like a carefully planned mission. It begs the question that scientists are almost afraid to ask. If this path was designed, we have to ask the terrifying question, who designed it and why? Friend or foe? The Trojan horse in the sky. When faced with the possibility of deliberately engineered technology in our solar system, the human mind immediately jumps to one question. Are they friendly? According to Professor Loeb, we have to consider two possibilities that cover the entire spectrum. They are either friendly or they are hostile. And as he grimly points out, we need to be extremely careful because one can easily be disguised as the other. He brings up the ancient story of the Trojan horse, a magnificent gift left at the gates of Troy that secretly carried soldiers inside to bring the city to its knees. An object that appears to be a harmless scientific curiosity could, in fact, be something far more dangerous. This leads us to one of the most chilling theories in cosmology, the dark forest hypothesis. It's a potential solution to the Fermi paradox, which asks, if the universe is full of life, where is everybody? The dark forest theory suggests the universe is like a dark, dangerous forest at night. It's full of hunters, and everyone stays silent and hidden because you don't know who the other predators are. Making a sound or revealing your location is a potentially fatal mistake. In this scenario, any emerging technological civilization like ours that starts broadcasting its existence with radio waves is like a lost child shouting in the woods. It might attract a predator whose only goal is to eliminate a potential future competitor before it becomes a threat. 3I Atlas, in this context, could be a hunter's probe, sent to investigate the noise we've been making for the last century. The implications are so serious that Loeb has proposed creating a formal risk scale, similar to the Richter scale for earthquakes. A score of 0 would mean the object is confirmed to be natural. If we see a clear cometary tail of gas and dust, we can all relax. But a 10? A 10 would be an object that actively maneuvers, uses propulsion, flashes artificial lights, or changes its course. That would be a 5-alarm fire for planet Earth. It's no longer a matter for astronomers, it's a matter of global security. We'd be dealing with a visitor in our own backyard, not a faint radio signal from thousands of light years away. We wouldn't have centuries to think about a response. We might only have months or even weeks. But if they are hostile, could we even put up a fight against such advanced beings? Ants and superhighways. Let's be brutally honest. If the intelligence behind 3I Atlas is hostile, the fight would be over before it even began. Professor Loeb uses a stark analogy. It would be like the Iranian air defense trying to fight off a modern B-2 stealth bomber. You wouldn't even see it coming. The technological gap would be immense, almost beyond our comprehension. Think about it, a civilization capable of sending a sophisticated probe across the vast, empty chasm between stars is likely thousands, if not millions, of years ahead of us. We've had advanced technology for barely a century. They may have had it for eons. Our best weapons would likely be nothing more than toys to them. It makes you stop and think, doesn't it? You look up at the night sky and it feels peaceful, empty. But maybe it's not. Maybe we've just been blissfully unaware. You start to wonder, did this all just happen overnight? Is this really the first time something like this has entered our system? Or is it just the first time we've had telescopes good enough to spot it? Are we missing a huge piece of the puzzle here? The truth is, we're newcomers to this cosmic party. Most stars in our galaxy are billions of years older than our sun. That's billions of years of a head start for life to emerge and develop technology we can't even imagine. This forces us to confront a very humbling idea. We tend to think we're the center of the story. But what if we're not? What if we're just an anthill on the side of a road where a massive superhighway is about to be built? The construction crew doesn't hate the ants. They just don't even notice them. They're irrelevant to the larger plan. The arrival of an object like 3i to Atlas could signify that we are no longer the most intelligent or powerful players in our own corner of the universe. It represents the end of humanity's arrogance, the chilling realization that there might be a smarter, older kid on the block. And we have no idea what their intentions are. And when you start digging into the possibilities, the theories get wild. For instance, what if the goal isn't to communicate with us, or even to eliminate us, but to change the very planet we live on? Some speculate that this could be a terraforming probe, a cosmic gardener sent to prepare Earth for a new kind of inhabitant. Its flyby of other planets like Mars and Venus wouldn't be a grand tour, but a survey checking which locations are best suited for a future colony. Its closest approach to the Sun might be a way to gather the massive energy needed to release something into our atmosphere, microscopic machines or engineered organisms designed to slowly alter our air, our water, and our soil to fit someone else's biology. In that scenario, we wouldn't be conquered, we'd just be phased out, made obsolete by a changing environment we can't survive in. But there's a much darker theory, one that comes straight from the dark forest hypothesis. It's the idea of the Berserker probe. Imagine an ancient, hyper-advanced civilization that grew paranoid. They decided the only way to ensure their own survival was to eliminate all potential competition. So they built and launched millions of self-replicating, autonomous weapons and sent them to every star system in the galaxy. Their programming would be simple. Find planets with the building blocks of life or emerging technology and sterilize them, utterly and completely. A Berserker probe wouldn't try to talk. It wouldn't warn. Its precisely calculated trajectory would be a strike path. Its flyby of the sun wouldn't be for hiding. It would be for a final power-up before it executes its primary function. That is a terrifying thought. An automated Reaper built eons ago finally arriving to carry out its grim task. Then again, maybe it's not about destruction, but collection. Here's a thought. What if 3i Atlas is a kind of galactic library card, or a cosmic hard drive? A von Neumann probe designed to visit star systems, record everything about them, and move on. It could be scanning our entire planet, downloading every piece of information we've ever created. Our radio broadcasts, our internet, our art, our science, in a flash. We would just be another entry in a vast, cold catalog of a billion worlds. What if this isn't the first time they've sent a probe, but just the first one we've managed to see? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-bending discoveries.